I'm quite sure that you have trained your model and it was working perfectly in the training, but completely failed in the real world, or let's say in the inference. And also, I'm quite sure that you already have been asked about the overfitting. What is the overfitting? How to let's say, eliminate or avoid overfitting. And for me, I have been asked during my interviews. I have been asked this question, and also I like to ask this question for the interviewers. So this called the overfitting, and today we are going to let's see, show you overfitting in the simplest way possible. By end of this video, you will understand what is the overfitting. You will be able to answer such questions, and you will, of course, answer these questions in a perfect, let's see, way. So as you can see here in this picture here, let's see as in a short example. So imagine that you are studying for a test. So instead of understanding the concept, you memorize every single word in this text box. So including, let's see, typos, including even wrong information. So that's called overfitting. So the overfitting, when it happens when your model is able to learn, uh, let's see, all patterns from the training data, but it's not able to, let's see, predict, or let's see, work in a unseen data. This called overfitting. As you can see here, this is, for instance, you have this data set here, and you can see this is underfitting. What does underfitting mean? So you can see the model, it's not able to or let's see, there are several many false predicted, either this or maybe this. And here you can see appropriate fitting. The model is working perfectly on training and validation. Of course, there's some wrong. We'll see, it's not 100%, but this is the best model in this image here. And this is the overfitting. And it might that the model is really complex and has many parameters that can handle every patterns in the data, only the data. And when it's working perfectly on this. But if you have a point here, for instance, a circle here, it won't be able to detect in the testing. Or maybe X is here, it won't be detected. So this is how this is what is the overfitting. And how to stop the overfitting. Indeed, there are several. Of course, you can see here, how would you detect if your model is overfitting. Let's see this is, so large gap between the training and validation performance. You can see this is the train and validation. So you can see that the error may be the loss in the validation is somehow high, but for the training it's good. And the learning curve, it's decreasing, and while the validation is increased, and also the performance poorly in the unseen data. So this is, let's see, how to detect the overfitting. Now, let's see here, what are the main causes of the overfitting. So there are several factors, let's see. So one is if the model is too complex, let's see how many parameters, so it can be learn every single patterns in on the training data. And also two, the second one is you have only a few data set, let's see, small data set, that the model can handle these patterns in this data set. And also some noise in the too much noise in the training data set. And the training also has many ebooks. So if you train your model several ebooks, this means it will try to memorize the data in the training. And so for this you need to stop, let's see, the training. And you can see we have already discussed this last time. This is the bias, and this is the variance, and this is the error, total error, and here's the optimal here. So we have already discussed this in the last time. Now the question is, what techniques, let's say they will ask what is the overfitting and how to prevent or fix overfitting. So to prevent overfitting or fix this, you have to have more training data, simplify the model. You can have, let's see, reduce the complexity of the model, and use the regularization L1 and L2, and maybe both, elastic. And L1 and L2, we will discuss this next time. And also apply cross validation to avoid this overfitting. And as we have seen in the previous slide, that if we have training for many ebooks, so the solution here is implement early stopping. So when we see the model is trying to overfit, there's a big gap between the validation and training loss. We will stop the training. And you can see here what are your top tips for preventing overfitting in practice. I will start with simple start, begin with a basic model, don't start with a complex, and always use validation test data to evaluate the performance, monitor metrics as you can see in the as you have seen in this one here, for instance. Let's see, you can see you need this graph here just to see the model, and also cross validation regularization, regularize early. So apply the regularization from the start. So you can see here, this is the anti-fitting, how to fix the anti-fitting, under-fitting and overfitting. Under-fitting, more complex model. It's just the opposite direction. Less regularization here, more regularization. Large quantity of features, smaller quantity of features. More data can't help, and here more data help. I think that's it for today. And if you have any question, just drop it down in the comment below. I will try to make another video for you if it's needed. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.